Let me show you how to make this Captain America Venom from Marvel Rivals. And stick around because we're going to be joint prepping Hasbro's new pinless joints. And lastly, we're going to be 3D printing armor. It's a lot of kit bashing different figures together, so stick along for the ride. With that, let's get started with this custom. The parts I used were Taskmaster Marvel Legends Corsair, McFarlane, Bat Gordon, and as a base body I used a Black Panther from Marvel Legends. Now let me show you how I took apart the pinless joints. The issue is I can't swap pieces in and out because it's a pinless articulation. But basically they're like fused plastic. What I have to do is go in here, cut it, and then I'm able to open it up. And I saw if I modify this hole to make it bigger, I can actually make it click. And then I can either use super glue or a needle and push it through to lock it into place. And it still pertains to articulation. I tried it on this red one as a test and it did come out working. I want to do it on these black ones because it's already black and majority of the armor is already black and avoids with paint rub. So I just gotta be careful with it because I only got this one shot. If not, I will have to reorder these figures to mess them up again. So wish me luck. First I'll have to heat it up and then I gotta cut right here. So I'll be right back. So here we have it cut up. The smoother you can be with the cut and the X-Acto knife, like just once cut, the easier it is to just put back. So now that we have this hole modified, let me just make sure I assemble everything correctly. Okay, so this is the right foot. The intensity is high on these. So there you go, guys. After a lot of heat and persistence, I did it. I just need to paint the metallic and then put it together and we should be good. It's definitely thicker, so I definitely like that. So let's do the other one. Woo! Hopefully it's easier. But yes, the trick is apply a lot of heat, push it in, maybe with like another tool, push it in all the way to the back, and then make sure this hole clicks into place. Also, as a side note, I was planning on using this other Black Panther body, but already with the armor on, I noticed it wasn't as thick nor as chunky in the thigh muscles. I went for that one originally because I already had the pins, you know, it was easy to assemble. But I don't know, man, the Black Panther just, he's a thick boy, you know what I mean? Huh? He's a juicy boy. Okay, now that we have the base body figured out, let's go ahead and print out this kit. This kit is by Hiding 3D, the GOAT, shout out to him. But I want to give you a detailed understanding on how to print flexible resin. This resin is F69. You can get it on Amazon. It's pretty expensive, so if you have the budget for it, get it. Couple important things. These supports have to be like this. They don't need the bottom layer, they just need to be sticking out straight from the machine so it can be less suction force. This is something I learned from OMEGADOOM. I'll leave the link in the bio for helping me out. And you need hella supports as well. With that, let me show you the retraction time because it needs to be hella slow, dude. This is gonna be 8-hour prints. After all that waiting, you're gonna be getting this. And hopefully it helps you out. Let me know if it does by sending me a picture. I highly encourage you to try it out. It is an expensive resin, but it's highly recommended because it really gives you a whole lot to play with, and it helps with articulation because it gets out of the way. So damn, these parts are gonna go painted. This area right here, these joints, black. So we want to prep them to paint them black, so when we move them around, the paint doesn't fall off. But just to be safe, you want to sand everything down. You don't want to go too hard because then you lose texture or the softness of the actual sculpt. So just go small layer, trial and error, paint it, you know, wait for it to dry, clear it. If it still falls off, keep trying. But basically that's the whole idea. You're making space for the paint to sit, so when you move it around, it doesn't fall off. Okay, so now we have a rough general sanded area, and I have here sandpaper. I think it's 1200, and I'll just give it a sand so I can get rid of that nasty texture. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go and paint this area to my best of my ability, this whole area that I might think might make contact, and then we'll wait for it to dry, move it around, and then we'll see how well the prepping went. Wish me luck, bro. We let that dry and then we test for paint rub. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and paint the rest of the body. Sorry to interrupt the video. I just want to let you know that you haven't subscribed, so I highly recommend if you did. Also, if you want to comment the salute emoji, I have currently an Etsy. We'll have this kit available and many other things now available, new stuff available, as well with the Discord and also on eBay. All links in the bio. Thanks for listening to me. Let's keep going. Now, when it comes to the color scheme, there's two options. You could either go with the comic accurate version, or you could go with the black, blues, and whites. And that color originates from Marvel Rivals. So I think I might do a mix of the colors from Marvel Rivals with the comic look of the armor. So I think I'm gonna add a little bit of blue in there, you know, because why not, you know. But let's go ahead and get started with the painting. I feel like it's a good change of pace. You know, I've been doing a lot of cloth goods, and this figure doesn't have any. So I have to do sanding, I need to do prepping, I need to do all that stuff. And it's cool, you know, because it's Venom. Venom doesn't have any cloth goods, so it's mostly just skin and muscle. So, you know, it works out for me. It looks pretty cool. Now, the reason why the shield is white resin is because it's made out of this high impact resin, so it can be a little bit more resistant because it's going to be going clamped on to the arm, so I don't want it to like break off or anything like that. So here's the belt. The thing is, it's not it's open from the back. I think what I'm gonna do is, just to keep it tight, I'm gonna add a bit of a strap to the back, glue it, and then just keep it tight, and then it'll be able to stretch. I'm gonna just crazy glue it. Also, I decided to redo the skin tone of the head just because I feel like this one is gonna look a little bit more realistic. Spend more time on it. This one is just the original color of the resin. So let's go ahead and repaint this one and try to give it like a glowing look in the eyes. Lastly, as an extra, Hayden also made the symbiote version of it. Looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and paint this one up. So I went ahead and glued it already together. So basically what I did is I opened it up a little bit, and then I put some glue on this one. I overdid it because I didn't see the drops disappear. But basically, once you close it in together, you squeeze it real hard and you want to start moving it around, so the pin doesn't get locked into place. And right now what I'm doing is that there's a whole lot of white stuff. I'm sanding it down so you can't see it, and then I'm gonna paint over it. I mean, it's a bit of a weird situation because it actually helps out with the paint rub because you're creating a new layer, but yet again it gives you like this weird like shiny texture as well. So but they're in there and they're in secure. So right now, all we have to do is just sand it, and then we should be good to go. So here I got a couple of head sculpts from Captain America. This is the first one I did. Not a lot of texture in the skin tones, you know. Then I redid it, but I decided to make Superman almost like the same tone as well. And then lastly, I did it one last time, and this one looks really good. But because I'm using it for the Venom cap, I think I'm gonna go with a couple of tendrils on the back side, like coming out, and then I'm gonna just use this one on that body. Let's go ahead and draw some tendrils. Okay, and after finishing all those head sculpts and all that paint and all that armor, let me go ahead and show you the end result. Here are a couple size comparisons. As you can see, he scales pretty good, still at a cap scale. Definitely a little bit thicker, which is good because he's supposed to be a thick boy, you know what I mean? And then here he is scaled to a couple other Venoms in my collection. Definitely smaller compared to the PS5 one. Still scales pretty good. And then this is how he's most definitely going to my collection with the rest of this crew. Also, if you want to get that water tower, it's available right now in my Etsy. But yeah, dude, this display is looking sick. Let me know if you like it. Bye.